down here the bottom left-hand corner of Daybreak, we have our red Zerg player from Team SCV Life, our 3-time reigning Fight Club champion. It's HyuN. And his opponent in the upper right-hand corner, winner of game number 1. Off to a good start here in this best of 9 from FXO.Tear Esports. It is TSL.
All right, so we're on Daybreak, a lovely PVZ in store for us. I have a question, though, about Daybreak.
Oh.
Does Daybreak ever actually happen on Daybreak?
No, it doesn't.
Are they
ever.
orbiting a star?
It's subtle irony. It was actually a great Terran poet who named this, and, you know.
Yeah, so there's no light sources, so they're playing in complete darkness.
Correct.
We'll
take a look. There's that.
Oh, oh, okay. That makes sense. That's the Daybreak then.
Yeah.
Because it's, oh, wow, look at that. We're witnessing the Daybreak of Daybreak.
You notice how fast this planet is moving,
Don't worry about it.
Like, that's not sustainable of any sort of life whatsoever.
Earth spins at like 23,000 miles per hour or something.
Yeah, but this is like millions of miles an hour. This is like a 30-second day. So it's just a continual sense of Daybreak.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. We fully understand the philosophy of the naming of this wonderful orbiting asteroid / satellite / whatever the heck it is.
It's true. I'm not sure. Is there anything natural underneath this?
That's what I'm wondering, right? So it looks like
bit.
They built some structures on top of an asteroid that must have had the minerals on it. Because right now the minerals are poking through the structure that they built. It makes me wonder, why did they build the structure if the minerals are like already on the
exactly. They just jump down and mine some crap and get away.
Yeah.
So that's all they needed. Easy. Come on.
Yeah, you didn't have to build these elaborate ramps and lights and holograms of a Zergling. Like, what is that good for?
Yeah.
It's like you forgot what Zerg look like suddenly.
I like how they always decide to fight in such a well-balanced atmosphere, though.
That's
so,
true.
I mean, it's really nice of them to put everyone on even footing.
It's cordial, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So they both just happen to arrive at the exact same moment.
Right.
To this Daybreak. Oh, wow. Snuck it in. TSL probably feeling a little bit silly.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, I thought we were fighting. That's not fair.
He did delay for a little while, though, so was able to get that done. I was a little surprised that HyuN decided not to send out his characteristic 2 drones right at the beginning. Looks like TSL decided to Nexus first, Forge coming up right afterwards, but otherwise everything looking pretty normal for him.
He knew he could outwit FXO.Tear's probe.
Outplay and outlast?
Yeah, I think the minerals in this case are actually slowing the probe down. I know normally they make everything better, build faster, jump higher, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
But this time I think it was a burden that FXO.Tear's probe could not overcome, and he's still going to block the 3rd hatchery, but it's not going to last very long because he does have a Ling escorting him to come take care of any of these probes. Oh, there's the pylon. Nice. So he does get the pylon drop, and the Lings are going to choose to pursue the probe, but instead he's going to delay that 3rd hatch pretty well.
Yeah, they'll need to cancel this here in a second, or maybe you can let it go and it'll be still about halfway done. So that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Okay, there we go. Yeah, just wants to do the 25 minerals worth of damage. Gets it done. Hatchery coming up.
HyuN dropped the hatchery and only had 10 minerals left in the bank, so the timing still worked out almost perfectly there for that hatch to go down. So very good spending there from HyuN to make sure that happened. And back at TSL's base, his wall off appears probably pretty good here. Cyberdeck's court. Yep. So he can plug that top side. Wait, that's 2 holes.
No, this isn't actually one here, even though it looks like it.
It looks very, with the depot right there?
Yep.
Are you sure that's a hole?
I don't know, man. I'm okay. Well, unfortunately, I can't send a unit through there right now. But
that looks questionable.
We'll find out in a bit, I suppose.
Yeah, that looks fine, like a 1 zealot plug, but that forge looks a little too far from the ramp. We'll have to wait and see if he ever sends anything through there.
All right. Well, we'll keep keen attention on that and report back to you guys soon.
Speaking of Keen and HyuN.
Oh, womp womp.
That's good news.
GSL up and down matches? Yeah, actually, Mouse Mana, congratulations to him. Made it through the up and down matches. You're going to see him in Code S. A great player, and I'm glad he's able to dedicate so much to StarCraft 2. And right now, you know, I know he had a lot of schooling to get through and obviously was making sure that he was very diligent in his studies and everything like that. But glad to see that he can pursue StarCraft full time.
It's really incredible that, nice Stargate placement from TSL. So he's going to try to do some of the same stuff. And, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So he is going to try the Stargate play one more time here on Daybreak. But it's really impressive from Mana to basically earn an up and down Codes, like up and down seed in GSL, play against two very, very strong opponents, Keen and HyuN, who have both been in Codes before, and just take them out without even, you know, he didn't drop a set against Keen and HyuN in his first day of games in GSL. Like, that's insane to me. I don't know the last time he was in Korea, but I mean, he's never done any GSL stuff as far as I'm aware. He wasn't in GSL versus the World or anything like that. So that's really, really impressive of him to be able to do that.
Yeah, well, congratulations to him, and hopefully we'll be seeing big things from him in the future. But currently, foreigners fighting, I suppose.
Yeah. Void Ray first this time.
Yes. So he'll probably reveal this a little bit quicker and pick off a couple Overlords that are kind of flying around here. Looks like the Overlords haven't quite picked up on the Stargate yet. Haven't decided to sacrifice them. They haven't really seen anything inside of the main either, have they? No. So HyuN a little bit in the dark this game.
Yeah, HyuN not scouting, and this is almost 8 minutes in. You kind of want to know, does he, how many gateways there are, or robo facilities, or anything like that. So I am very surprised to see him not even peeking in with a sacrificial Overlord. But this Void Ray is already loose. I'm not sure where he actually. Oh, he is actually already attacking some Overlords. He'll be joined by a buddy here soon. Probe count versus drones still very normal. The Void Ray really is forcing these Spore Crawlers that you see now in the production tab. 3 Spore Crawlers across 3 bases. We've got the lair nearly finished, so it could be Hydralisks or Aspire or both, like we saw last game. This could play out very similarly to the last game.
I feel that Protoss players kind of like this development, though, where a lot of Zerg players are going back to Roach Hydra Corruptor and stuff like that. They have a little more efficient ways to deal with it, and they're prepared for it right from the very get-go. Void Ray just kind of sitting overhead, and he's going to do a little bit of damage here. Getting in there with some units. He's not going to do too much damage here, though. Picks off a couple of Lings and is able to actually delay long enough to get a couple of Roaches, but it's the subsequent Warp Bins that HyuN is really going to have to deal with. He does have a Hydralisk Den on the way, though, so a transition attack is coming shortly.
Yeah, we'll see how aggressive Tyr actually wants to play this. He is dropping that forward pilot, and it looks like he's in a good position to take out a lot of drones here. Obviously, the Spore Crawler is drawing fire onto those, or sorry, the Void Rays are drawing the fire from the Spore Crawler, but the Zealots are going to be able to hack to pieces a lot of these drones, and the Lings actually can't get in there. They were a little bit blocked by their own drones, but now the Zealots seem to be cleaned up. We do have the Void Rays still out of range of that Spore, and the Queen getting picked up, not to kill it, but to just keep it from killing that Void Ray that's in the low health there. So the hatch is going to be picked off.
Boom,
very nice from FXO.Tear already.
All right, so Tyr gets out of there without losing a Void Ray as well. Those are pretty expensive units, man. So he gets out of there, doesn't take too much damage himself. He's only invested into 4 gates and a single Stargate for the time being. With his Robotics Bay coming up as well, he should be able to take a pretty safe 3rd base eventually, but, limiting his opponent to just 2 hatcheries for now is devastating enough as it is.
And HyuN is actually making a macro hatch as well right there next to the natural. He needs more Hydralisks, more Mutas if he ever gets that Spire functioning. But I don't think he's actually built one yet. Tyr is going to continue the constant vigil of these Phoenixes, find this Overseer right as it finishes up, so he is going to get vision of some of the stuff. He sees that Immortal popped out, for example, and another Phoenix, so he gets a little bit of vision. I still don't think he's got much in the way of the main.
He didn't see that.
Yeah,
so.
But I mean, that's kind of a natural assumption after you start making those Hydralisks.
It's true.
And then...
But still, it's always nice to confirm 100%. So
that's true.
You're right, though. I mean, he should be assuming that something like that is on the way, though. So Tyr taking back control of the map as well. I mean, with limiting his opponent, looks like HyuN is possibly thinking about double expanding here, but we do have a probe in position to pick up on another hatchery if need be.
I was going to say that probe almost escaped without even being seen, but we have a mini air death ball going on, observer in tow as well, so we can pick off those creep tumors pretty easily. He's going to keep moving on into the 3rd base, most likely, probably again, just to try and pick it off again, or just take advantage of any Roaches and Lings that happen to run underneath. Only 2 Hydralisks, okay, 4 Hydralisks. The slow ones are like, hey, wait up, man. We need creep. It's weird.
The creep is all gone.
Yeah, it's weird how creep makes them move faster. Like they've got like hooked feet that.
Well, I always like to think it is like some sort of like a speed boost from Mario Kart or F-Zero or something like that, but it's very spongy. So you like walk on it and you just start bouncing forward faster and faster and faster.
But it's only Zerg that get that benefit, so it's got to be some biological feature of their.
I'm cool with that. I just still want it to be like F-Zero. So. Anyway, so Overseer, thought it was escaping, which is a little bit of health, but does go down. Oh, he might have seen the Colossus just pop up, though, so he knew exactly when they're starting to hit the field. Looks like Extended Thermal Lance is pretty far along, and HyuN, while he is assembling a pretty decent army, he's banking resources for Corruptors here in a second, and there is a pretty big window where Tyr can do some pretty serious damage.
Do you mind hitting the Units tab? We'll see how many Stalkers he actually has. Only 4, so this could be a different story from last time if he doesn't get enough ground support to deal deal with those Corruptors. Obviously, Colossi can't defend themselves from the Corruptors, so he's going to need a lot of sentries and Stalkers. Void Rays help, obviously, but they get taken down pretty quickly by Corruptors themselves, so he's going to need some options here, more Stalkers specifically. And there's Blink researching. He is adding on a couple of gateways, so he knows, obviously, that he needs to tech on some more Stalkers, but he can't really... This is kind of a phase where he can't be too aggressive. He needs all his units intact so that when the big Colossus Corruptor fight happens, he's still got as many units as possible.
And looks like he did pick up on the Spire. Whether he clicked on it or not, of course, is another matter. But, oh, there is a Spore Crawler hidden in there, so couldn't really see. Akin to TLO hiding a bunch of Broodlords in the middle of Overlords over the weekend, I guess. But TYR, he gets a pretty good look as to what his opponent is doing. I mean, nothing's really in the dark for him at the moment. He's just continuing to buffer his unit count. He's operating really efficiently off of 3 bases. He's got a great defensive position down at his 3rd as well. So once again, HyuN, it's not like he's in a he's completely out of this game, but again, another big uphill battle for him to fight.
Yeah, I think TYR is going to be comfortable just waiting till max and then moving out, no matter what it is, because he's going to have the composition that he really, really wants. He's going to have probably cap out at, 4 Colossi seems safe. You don't want to overproduce Colossi and then not be able to defend them. So he's building another robotics facility sort of as prep for the next time all these Colossi go down. And that could be very soon, actually. HyuN looking a little bit antsy. Looks like he wants to get in here and use the fact that he can remax. Actually, he doesn't have a bank saved up, so he's probably should be a little bit more cautious.
Okay, well, he's got to try and get something done, I suppose, this mindset, and he's gathering up for a pretty big push, but as we can see, that army is just getting devastatingly large for TYR, and he's just about to finish +2 weapons in addition to that 1 armor and 1 weapons that he already has done. So his units are going to be so much stronger than his opponents. Here comes the attack. HyuN is able to get up the ramp pretty effectively, but of course, all these Stalkers still have Blink enabled. Only 1 of the Colossi have fallen. 2nd Colossus goes down, but the Corruptor count is starting to get very, very low.
That's right. Only a couple of Corruptors left, and it looks like 2 Colossi are still standing. The Immortals actually are doing the bulk of the damage here, as that Roach Force was making up most of that army of HyuN. So Stalkers and Immortals taking care of business. Colossi obviously just shooting everything because that's what they do, but the Corruptors just not enough there, and TYR looks like he might even move on to a 2-0 lead here soon. We'll see how cautious he wants to play this. He knows that he just crushed that force, so he could just move in, keep blinking his Stalkers back. I like that very much, keeping the shields, the shielded units at the front there, and now his force rejoins him here at the 4th base.
All right, there goes the 4th, and he'll probably take his own 4th behind this eventually, or I guess if he wants to. I mean, he honestly can just kind of go for the kill now, if I'm completely honest. And TYR is going to wrap himself around the side here and see what he can get done. A few forces are kind of gathering over here, but all the Corruptors aren't in place yet. They're only just now popping up. I guess a few of them are going to pop here, but honestly, 52 Lings is not going to do a lot, although that is a big blink forward, so it's going to be a while before TYR can start recycling those and blinking back.
Okay, Stalkers are focusing the Corruptors, and there's so many of them with nice upgrades. The Colossi barely take any damage. They're going to be standing for a long time here still, and there's the GG.
Wow, so TYR is up.